When?
I started after I quit school. I finished a few months before Dad died.
Did he see it?
No, he didn't know I was working on it. He wouldn't have mattered to him anyway. He was too sick.
I don't understand. You did this by yourself?
Yes.
It's in Dad's notebook.
I used one of his blank books. There were a bunch of them upstairs.
Tell me, exactly where did you find this?
In his study.
In his desk, I gave him the...
Hold on. Where did you find it?
In the bottom drawer of the desk in the study. A locked drawer. Catherine gave me the key.
Why was the drawer locked?
It's mine. It's the drawer I keep my private things in. I've used it for years.
Was there anything else in the drawer?
No, that's the only...
Can I see it? I'm sorry, the book was in the... You told him where to find it. You gave him the key. You wrote this incredible thing, and you didn't tell anyone?
I'm telling you both now. After I dropped out of school, I had nothing to do. I was depressed, really depressed, but at a certain point I decided, fuck it, I don't need them, it's just math. I can do it on my own, so I kept working here. I worked at night. After Dad had gone to sleep, it was hard, but I did it.
Catherine, I'm sorry, but I just find this very hard to believe.
Claire, I wrote the proof.
I'm sorry,
Claire!
This is Dad's handwriting.
It's not.
It looks exactly like it.
It's my writing.
I'm sorry.
Ask Hal. He's been looking at Dad's writing for weeks.
I don't know.
Hal, come on.
What does it look like?
It looks... I don't know what Catherine's handwriting looks like.
It looks like that.
Okay. Okay.
I think, you know what? I think it's early and people are tired and not in the best state to make decisions about emotional things. So maybe we should all just take a break.
You don't believe me.
I don't know. I really don't know anything about this.
Never mind. I don't know why I expected you to believe me about anything.
Could you tell us the proof? That would show it's yours.
You wouldn't understand it.
Tell it to Hal.
We can talk it through. It might take a while.
You can't use the book.
For God's sake, it's 40 pages long. I didn't memorize it. It's not a muffin recipe. This is stupid. It's my book, my writing, my key, my drawer, my proof. Hal, tell her.
Tell her what?
Whose book is that?
I don't know.
What is the matter with you? You've been looking at all of his other stuff. You know there is nothing even remotely like this.
Look, Catherine...
We'll go through the proof together. We'll sit down. If Claire will please let me have my book back.
All right, talking through it.
That might take days, and it still wouldn't show that she wrote it.
Why not?
Well, your dad might have written it and explained it to you later. I'm not saying he did, I'm just...
Come on, he didn't do this. He couldn't have. He didn't do any mathematics at all for years. Even in the good years, he couldn't work. You know that. You're supposed to be a scientist.
You're right. Okay. Here's my suggestion. I know 3 or 4 guys in the department. Very sharp, disinterested people who knew your father, knew his work. Let me take this to them.
What?
I'll tell them we found something. Something particularly major. We're not sure about the authorship. I'll sit down with them, we'll go through the thing carefully.
Good.
And figure out exactly what we've got. It would only take a couple of days, probably, and then we'd have a lot more information.
I think that's an excellent suggestion.
You can't.
Catherine.
No, you can't take it.
I'm not taking it.
This is what you wanted.
Oh, come on, Jesus.
You don't waste any time, do you? No hesitation. You just can't wait to show them your brilliant discovery.
I'm trying to determine what this is.
I'm telling you what it is.
You don't know.
I wrote
It's
this.
your father's handwriting. At least, it looks an awful lot like the writing in the other books. Maybe your handwriting looks exactly like his. I don't know.
It does look like his. I didn't show this to anyone else. I could have. I wanted you to be the first to see it. I didn't know I wanted that until last night. It's me. I trusted you.
I know.
Was I wrong?
No,
I should have known she wouldn't believe me, but why don't you?
This is one of his notebooks. It's the exact same kind he used.
I told you, I just used one of his blank books. There were extras.
There aren't any extra books in the study.
There were when I started writing the proof. I bought them for him. He used up the rest later.
And the writing?
You want to test the handwriting?
No. It doesn't matter. He could have dictated to you, for Christ's sake. It still doesn't make sense.
Why not?
I'm a mathematician.
Yes.
I know how hard it would be to come up with something like this. I mean, it's impossible. You'd have to be your dad, basically. Your dad at the peak of his powers.
I'm a mathematician too.
Not like your dad.
Oh, so he's the only one who could have done this.
The only one I know.
Are you sure?
Your father was the most...
Just because you and the rest of the geeks worshipped him doesn't mean he wrote this proof, Hal.
He was the best. My generation hasn't produced anything like him. He revolutionized the field twice before he was 22. I'm sorry, Catherine, but you took some classes at Northwestern for a few months.
My education wasn't at Northwestern. It was living in this house for 25 years.
Even so, it doesn't matter. This is too advanced. I don't even understand most of it.
You think it's too advanced.
Yes.
It's too advanced for you.
You could not have done this work.
But what if I did?
Well, what if?
It would be a real disaster for you, wouldn't it? And for all the other geeks who barely finished their PhDs, who are marking time, doing lame research, and bragging about the conferences they go to. Wow! Playing in an awful band and whining that they're intellectually past it at 28 because they are.
Katie, let's go inside. Katie?
Good.
So Josh, you're gonna delete that video and you're like, take one